Hey, Angie Rae here with Girl That's Toxic. Hope you're doing very well. Guess what? There's more of me and your girl Renee, so sit back and enjoy. Oh my God. So the Royce interview, anything else illuminating out of that? Anything else to make me go say what?
Well, I feel bad for her. I do. I know I was
You
very
having
critical.
trouble making
Y
money or what's going on?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think Royce is just a person who has made some bad decisions like everybody else in life has made bad decisions.
Mhm, mhm.
And I say with her ex, we don't know what's going on with her and Dwight. Of course, Dwight has his own battles. We're still trying to figure out, what's really going on with his situation. I'm not even gonna put it out there, but you already know. We're just trying to figure out where she's going because I think right now she needs a lot of she's trying to fund herself by doing these interviews. Carlos
Mhm.
King was a good step for her to do. Now she's talking to others. She talked to Vlad. I don't know if you've seen Vlad
Yeah.
TV, but she talked to
Mhm,
that. That's when the whole
mhm.
situation about Shaunie O'Neal's ex, Shaq, trying to hit on her at the time when he was actually with Shaunie. But
Pause for cause.
Royce,
What are you talking about? You better back that ass on up, girl. Repeat that. What?
on Vlad TV, she did an interview. And in this interview, she made it known that Shaq tried to hit on her at the time he was with Shawnee. And I felt like, why do we have to bring this up? Because this reminds me of a little bit of like clout chasing. Like, okay, I'm doing these interviews. I'm going to give them what they want. I'm going to get paid to do them. And so I'm going to make it juicy. I'm going to tell them
Yeah.
stuff that, we didn't really know that Joyce. I mean, Royce. Why do I call her? I can't call her that. That's my friend's name, not Joyce. Royce. One thing I would say is that you were around these men, and we all know that Shaq was not faithful from the beginning. Okay, so that's not really something that we really care to hear. Of course, we like juicy gossip, so but she put it out there. I bet she got paid good for that interview too.
So let me ask you this, and we may be speculating here, but look, in order for her to be on Shawnee's show, because don't
Mhm.
don't get it twisted, this is Shawnee's show.
Yeah.
So in order for her to be on Shawnee's show, do you think that she told Shawnee, listen, he this happened. I just wanted you to know. You know how like they like to do on the show. Well, just let me know it happened. I don't want to hear from somebody else.
I don't think Royce told Shawnee at that time when she was on the show. This is what makes it so messy. I could be wrong, but I don't think that ever came up. And I'm a basketball wives guru. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think that this has ever come up. But now that Shawnee knows, I am dying to hear. I know she's not going to even entertain it because she's with this other guy. But, it's just funny to me how all the secrets and stuff are coming out the closet. I love it. I just love it.
So she married a pastor from Houston,
Yeah. Yeah.
H-Town. Um, so does he have a church? Is she gonna be the first lady?
She is apparently the first lady that a lot of people are saying she can't be a first lady. Not to what she be doing. She's a lot of
Girl,
people don't
I'm
like
like,
Shawnee right now. Mm,
wait,
really not
who
looking
done?
good. A lot of people aren't in favor of her. Let me just say that. If you go on social media, a lot of YouTubers, bloggers, journalists, a lot of people, they have issue with how Shawnee operates.
And
Very critical of her.
when we say how she operates, this is outside of Basketball Wives, or it's about Basketball Wives?
Well, they just genuinely say that she's a nasty person, and they saying that how could a first lady be with someone of the church and you are allowing yourself to be a part of this show that just has women acting outside of their character and you're entertaining it. A lot of people don't they feel like when you make a decision to be with a pastor, especially Christian people, they think no, you can't live this type of life because you're now with someone who is preaching to our community and you have to uphold yourself as a first lady in the church. But
Devon
I really
Franklin
get.
and Megan Good. Devon
Yeah,
Franklin and
yeah,
Megan Good.
people have to understand that's the woman he chose. It's not her obligation to change. He accepted her for who she was when she got into the relationship. So when he knew that she was doing this, why should she have to change for him? This is something he has to take responsibility for bringing her into this type of
That's right.
community.
That's right.
So
That's right.
whatever.
When I was a news anchor in Miami, Shaq, came to Miami, came to the Heat,
Mhm.
and my television station, I was with CBS at the time, approached Shawnee, or vice versa, she approached us about doing some stuff, and a very good girlfriend of mine ended up having to be her producer. and, it was very, very tough,
Mhm.
very rough on her, and as a matter of fact, it triggered, an autoimmune disorder that it was going to happen at some point, but it was so much stress, and
Oh,
so, I don't particularly care for anybody who has done something like that to anyone, let alone someone I love very dearly.
right,
So, what I got, was that she's very nasty.
right.
And, it's and because I know that, there are times when I'm watching her on the show, and
Mhm,
I'm like, "Oh, she's really nice. That's the nice part. She's really but then I'm like, I don't know. It
mhm.
feels because I know that, it just feels fake.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
what does not feel fake is that I feel like she's setting all this up.
yeah.
She does not try to stop when it is going down town, Julie Brown. She is never trying to stop it. She's off to the side. They'll show her she's looking. She's maybe, but now I'm not trying to get in between uh Tammy and Mika. Don't get me
Mm,
wrong. I'm not trying to get in between Evelyn and whomever
mhm.
and Royce. Don't get me wrong. But since you are the leader of the pack, you have great, influence over these people, over
Mhm,
everybody. Come on now.
mhm.
And
That's true.
so I'm just this is what she wants. And so this
Right,
is what we have.
right.
And let me ask you this, since
Mhm.
you know all things basketball wives. They did a preview of Basketball Wives LA at the end of the reunion. And so I thought, okay, because Shaunie lives in LA. I'm confused as to where she lives. So she'll be on that one, but she's not on that one.
Mhm.
And I saw Gloria from is there, and then I didn't know the other lady. So I was like, ooh,
Mhm.
ooh,
Yeah.
it's gonna be. But so let me ask you this. Renee, where did Shaunie live? Because she wasn't in Miami. She would come to Miami to
Yeah.
do, the shoots.
I'm assuming she was in LA. I'm
Yeah,
assuming, but,
okay. That's what I thought.
I just child, when we talk about LA, that's just a whole 'nother story, I don't have enough shades for that.
Ain't it the truth, girl? Ain't it the truth? Ooh, LA, yeah, the Hollywood and the ooh,
Mm,
child, there are
mhm.
not enough shades. Ugh,
Yeah,
and to me, you almost have to be shady to be a part of that, and we don't wanna be shady, you know?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
and people will do whatever they need to do in order to chase fame. And
right,
that was some of the point you were making about Royce. And I
yeah,
understand that we are also trying to make a living, but
right.
yeah, I thought I had heard her sort of intimate that she needed money. We all do,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah. So she was willing to take the job, but my thing is, there has to be some understanding. Don't get mad now that you took the job because if you woulda never took this job, you and Shaunie may not even be having this conversation, or you wouldn't be angry with her. Excuse me. So this is what I'm saying is I hate when people get onto these shows and then they want to make the people who created the show seem like they're the bad people when you signed up to be on it and you knew exactly what you were signing up for. Now, Royce claimed that she didn't have any idea what the show was about, but why would you join something and you have no idea? That's just, for instance, like somebody might tell me to come join a sex ring. I'm going to be like, well, what do you mean? I'm going to ask before I decide to put
Right,
myself in a situation because I don't want to be put in a situation that I don't want to be in.
right.
So I don't get that. And that's why I said with Royce, it's like sometimes you can take what she says as whatever, but then it's like, no, girl, that doesn't add up. It isn't making sense.
Mhm.
Let's just be honest. That's all I'm saying. If you were ratchet on there, take that you were ratchet. Yep, I popped and locked and I looked tacky and I had on my men and my dad didn't. Just accept the fact that that's what you put out there. Okay? That's my whole thing.
Now let me
Now
ask you about
Shawnee is
this.
evil. Shawnee is very evil. I'm not gonna say she isn't. Uh, we've seen that. And Shawnee likes to put women against women and
Mhm,
she likes to see them fight. It's almost like
mhm,
she's the puppet master. I
mhm,
I'm gonna be here. It's me. I'm so right, but
mhm,
then I want you guys to get on here and act like fools. That's what the show is
mhm,
about, you know?
mhm, mhm. Let me ask you about somebody else on the show. Evelyn.
Mm.
I feel like Evelyn's got a lot of pain and hurt that she has
Right.
not dealt with, and it comes out through her always gotta fight, always she goes for to 60, like, in no time, and you're like, "Wait a minute, how did we get here? What happened? What?"
Right.
And
Right.
it's like, it's annoying, it's boring, it's repetitive, it's like you're a one-trick pony. I
Right.
mean, like, even on the reunion show, I mean, I just wanted to shut it off. She was yelling out, "We came up with these earrings, boo boo."
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh, uh-huh, guards, get her out of here. Just like, that's what
Wait,
Ocho
your
Cinco?
impression of Boo Boo got me rolling, okay? Let me just
Girl, I told my dude, "Man, she ruined saying boo boo." I said, "But I may say boo boo, but she says boo boo." That's to let you know she don't like you, boo boo.
well,
What is
listen,
her deal?
they gotta make it ratchet. Of course, it's sad because right now we're in a time where we're in this type of generation where we gotta see ratchet or we're not watching it out. We don't want to see positive. We want to see a little, but we don't want to see that much, and we want to see these women fight. And so what I'm guessing is Shaunie told these women, "Look, the first season was okay, but if you guys want to stay on TV, you better pick this shit up because you want this bag. The only way we can pay you if people watch." Same thing with the Atlanta Housewives. They had that little thing too where they were looking to be canceled just last season because they wanted to remove all the women because they felt like it was nothing more they could give and it was getting boring. Nobody wanted to see them living out real deal types of things. And so, unfortunately, you got to be ratchet in order for you to make this entertaining. And so, if you don't, girl, you ain't getting no check. So,
That's the world of reality TV.
right.
I mean, everything has its positives and negatives, and that you summed it up.
Yeah.
That's the deal. And
Yeah.
you are correct in what you said about season 1
Mm-hmm.
versus season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in season 2, you brought on Tammy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know knowing good and damn well that she's a powder keg.
Child.
And
I
and
swear if I see some. If I just you know what? Go ahead and keep talking. Just keep talking, sis. Go ahead. Keep talking.
what you doing,
Child.
Renee? You
Do they
got something?
match? Yeah, they
Oh,
match.
that's what I'm
They
talking
match too. They match.
about. Okay, bam,
Mm,
we can go
mm.
because my girl got her what?
Yeah, I
Shades
don't wanna
on,
be
your girl
recognized
Renee?
after I say what I gotta say. I just don't wanna be recognized.
Known as your girl Renee's shade.
Child.
I love it.
Mm.
I don't understand Evelyn. Does she have a pretty girl problem? Like, I'm a pretty girl and so I can just get away with everything, being ratchety, blah blah blah, you
Oh,
know.
child. You know,
Come on, Renee. Come on, girl. Imma eat a grape.
Imma just say this. Everything that Evelyn does, it's for a reason. We all know this, right? She loves to give these performances. Shaunie never gets on Evelyn about any type of thing that she does. Evelyn can never do any wrong. However, Shaunie knew that Evelyn was gonna help her make this money, and this is what's happening. Evelyn has been the star of the show all the way up till we get to about maybe season 9 or 10,
Mhm.
because I
I think
think
9
she
is when
kind
she
of
rolled
took a
off and
hiatus. Yeah. But the point of the matter is Evelyn will never be wrong in Shaunie's eyes. She's gonna always be this perfect person. And we all know that Evelyn has had her run in with a lot of men, a lot of women, a lot of every damn thing between them legs. Okay. So we can't bring, see, this is the glass, this is the shades. I'm sorry. We can't bring somebody who lives this type of life and you try to make them be perfect and every other woman that's on the show who actually has a lot more class than she's ever had look bad. Okay. I don't agree. Okay. Now I don't hate Evelyn, but I do have to question a lot of things that Evelyn has done. Her behavior on the show reflects a lot of things that we have seen in the news. And I'm not going to go there, but we already know what I'm talking about. And it keeps surfacing up. Now she got broke for a minute. after these relationships with these men from all different types of sectors of life have failed her, and they realized that she was only just a lay for that moment, and she can't get no bag. So now I got to go back to where I started, to Ratchet Television, in order for me to make my pay. Okay. Now I know I'm gonna regret this at the end of the day, but I have to say it, y'all. I can't hold it in.
Come on.
But it needs to be said. This is not, and I'm not beating up on Evelyn, but I'm just calling it like it is. People see Evelyn, they see Shaunie, and this is what we get. This is what we think of them when we see them on television. Okay. What she did to Tammy was wrong. We found out she ended up sleeping around with Tammy's man at some point. Then they
What?
try to make Tammy seem like
What?
she was less than because she was on food stamps. This is what I'm saying. It's degrading Black women constantly because they're actually living the way that they can live and they're being conservative. But when you got a person, I want to say something else, but Lord help me. When you got a person who actually makes money after, no, that's not right. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't want to. I'm on
Oh,
a conservative show, so I'm gonna be very conservative. Okay.
okay. I don't know why you think this is a conservative
I know,
show,
but I
because
want to be nice. I just want to be
when
nice.
you
We
and
don't
I
need
get
nobody coming over
together,
here.
nuh-uh. No, no,
Yeah.
no. This is my girl. It may say Ya Girl Renae, but it's my girl Renae, okay?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we keep it real. We keep it
Yeah.
100 on this show.
Mhm.
So, it's toxic if we don't keep it 100. So,
That's
keep it
true.
100, sis, whatever you got to say, because you my girl Renae.
I know. I just don't wanna burn anything down, child, today. We need
You're
to
not
keep it.
burning nothing down. Say what you gotta say.
People might come over here trying to say whatever they want, and and everybody has a right to feel how they want to feel. Evelyn has a lot of supporters, don't get me wrong, and I was
Mhm,
a supporter. I was a
mhm,
diehard supporter of Evelyn at one point. When the show first came out, I loved Evelyn because Evelyn was like myself. Don't start
mhm,
with me unless you wanna feel it,
mhm.
okay?
Won't have none,
And
won't be none.
that's
Mhm.
right. I love that about Evelyn. She's so strong, but sometimes I feel like Evelyn, she's not honest. And you
Yeah.
can't sit here and judge another person when you have done just as much or more than they have. And I think
Mhm.
how they treated Tammy, because Tammy is my favorite, of course. I just really
Me
was
too.
so heartbroken. You call yourself grown women, but this is how you treat other women. And you knew exactly what you were doing. You were stringing Tammy along because at the end of the day, if you don't believe me, look at season 11 when you get a chance. Evelyn lines herself up with women who can fight her battles or she feels like can help her in confrontation. And I'm gonna show you
Mhm.
what this is. With Jennifer, she's acting like a fool for Jennifer right now because they're supposed to be back on the same page after, Jennifer was caught talking about her daughter. And if I was
Well,
Evelyn, there would be nothing in me that would want me to be with any type of woman who was bad mouthing my daughter, making her look like something she wasn't. Okay.
wait a
I'm never
minute.
gonna right.
What?
Trust me, you haven't gotten to it yet, but you will.
Because where I am, Jennifer and Evelyn are fighting because Jennifer keeps blogging about Evelyn's relationship with Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, but Jennifer has called her daughter, Shawnee's, a builder whore. This was what was
Oh,
going
what?
on, a
Oh,
builder whore. That's what was circulating on a couple of seasons, but well, you gotta get to at least season, I think it's season 9 or 10, I'm not sure, but it's somewhere in between there, 8, 9, or 10. You'll see where they were on this trip, and even Shawnee gave some information to Evelyn that she didn't know about Jennifer Williams talking about Evelyn's daughter. And that's just really crazy to me. And so right now we're in season 11 and we're watching Evelyn act like she wants to repair this broken relationship with Jennifer. She's fighting for Jennifer, pulling off people's wigs for Jennifer. But Jennifer was talking about your child. There is no coming back from that. I'm not saying that you can't forgive, but there will be a forgiveness in my heart. But at the same time, I know to keep my enemies close, but not where they can actually touch or interact with
that's
me and
right.
my family.
That's
I'm
right.
just not gonna do it. There's no type of friendship ever that will be repaired if I find out you're calling my daughter such names or my son, and you have been in my space and call yourself a best friend to me. There is nothing,
What
so this is why I say television is television,
that
possibly.
whole best friend best friends for 14 years, and Tammy was trying to help them repair this is, like, important. You can't but sometimes I think it's done for television.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's
Mhm.
have the breakup and then because again, you gotta extend this bullshit. And if you have
Mhm.
11 episodes, because every time, John Sally's like, And we're coming back for season 3. I'm like, "You coming back for season 11?" That's a lot of potential ratchetiness, and I'm just really, I find this show to be draining, and perhaps it's because I'm having to watch it in, in
Back to back.
rerun. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
trust
watching
me,
it
just
like
keep if you can bear it, keep watching, sis, because 'cause you're gonna get a
I'm
lot of good information. We're gonna come back and we're gonna chop it up too about some of these
yeah,
things in season 11 because, that's what's
okay.
going on now, but I really want you to see what I'm talking about with how the disrespect of how Tammy was treated, and then you look at Tammy now, she's doing such great things. She has made Tammy was actually in a Lifetime movie. The best acting I've ever seen from any actress. And I can compare Tammy to any like mega star right now. Tammy has the ability to do a lot more than what she was doing when she was in this ratchet ass show of Basketball Wives. That's just
But
my opinion.
Renee, I didn't know what Tammy did. I mean, I knew she had her daughters, and her daughters were trying to get into the music business, and she said she was their
Mhm.
manager, and we saw that whole thing. But other than that, and then thank goodness, you know, on the reunion, they showed the good work that she, was doing, her charity work. But other than that, I didn't know what she did for a living.
Yeah,
I
Tammy
didn't know
has
she.
really evolved. I mean,
Oh, that's
her
great.
daughters are doing great. Her daughter, one of
Oh,
them in the music, the other one, I think modeling. That's beautiful girls.
oh,
Tammy was
yeah.
also beautiful. Tammy was in the
Mhm.
Real World. The Real World, that was her
Yes.
first gig. Yeah. And she's always been beautiful. Tammy has always had the face, and my thing is right now she has elevated. Getting into a Lifetime movie. I
Mm.
forgot what the movie was called, but the best acting, like I said, I've ever seen in my life.
That's
Um,
awesome. I mean,
she's a
'cause I
wonderful actor.
oh my god, that's awesome. I as a matter of fact, it was weird that we're saying this because I didn't even know that Royce acted. She would always say she danced or she sang, but when she meant so that's crazy. That's
I had
excellent.
no
I'm
idea
happy
she
for
acted
her.
either, child. That's some news for me. She acted?
With uh,
Royce.
yeah, I told you she got the
Mhm.
a part in the Broadway play.
Child. They must have
It
didn't
might
do
have
well
been
because I ain't seen her nowhere.
off Broadway. I know. I just, and
Mm,
again, I thought hello. I thought I heard her saying she needed money. So that's why she was doing interviews.
child.
A again, we just Renee.
I'm
Ah!
just saying, I don't know. Now, how much money did she say she was actually making in this whole thing? Now, she went on Broadway, so I wanna see it. Imma go look it up after I get off with you, but Imma text you and call you, girl. We're gonna have to talk when we get off this thing. I
Yes.
need how much money did she make? Did
Well,
she
I
claim?
actually wanted to look up, and I just went to some other show.
Mhm.
But I wanted to look up if this play actually happened. I mean, no offense,
You mean
but
if it actually went anywhere
right. So
besides the
because
the Instagram. You gotta go further than Instagram if you want this thing to pop off. Okay, so I'm just saying. I ain't never seen I honestly, she could be in that now that acting on the Basketball Wives was her level up. I think that's the only thing I've ever known that she got a credit for, but she could have done Broadway. I would love to see it. I would love to see
me
it. I don't
too.
even remember seeing her on the floor with the basketball people. I mean, she was dancing for who? Who was she dancing for? I don't even remember her on that. Um
She danced for Orlando, and I forget the other, it was 2 places. It wasn't Miami, it was Orlando. I don't know if it's LA, I don't know, but
So she danced around 1999? That was around the time? I don't know, I'm just saying, I'm just thinking.
see, she looks so young to me. I have no reference for how old Royce is. She still looks
Yeah,
20 to me.
yeah, she
So
looks
I
just like her mind. She looks just like her mind is. As young as her mind, she looks just like how her mind would work. She looks that young, about 20 years
Mhm,
old.
mhm,
Mhm.
and I like what you said, the way her mind works.
The way her mind works.
So, what do you think of Susie?
Child, Susie. I don't have enough shades. I need to get a hat now, child. I found a hat.
Girl, hat, shades, the whole thing,
Umbrella or something. Okay, well, listen,
sunblock.
with Susie, I just feel like Susie was there because they needed somebody to beat up on. I look at because I don't only thing I remember about Susie in this whole thing was that she was some girl working for somebody, and we don't know who she was working for. One moment she's talking to Shaunie. Next moment, she's helping Evelyn. We don't know. Then she's talking to basketball players. Then she wants to date people. I don't know where Susie come from. Honestly, I feel like they just threw her in there and said, girl, just do the best you can because we need somebody to fill in the space. That's what I feel like Susie was there for. You know,
Yeah, I agree. I felt like, especially when I saw the way they treated her, I was like, well, they wanted to have somebody white. I also said, well, maybe
mhm,
they want to have a white woman on the show as well. And she
mhm,
is so desperate to fit in, to be with this crew, to be recognized as someone who is with this crew, which means high status. We go, they don't do anything. They
mm-mm,
eat, they drink, they go out again, they fight, and then it's what do you call it? Rinse, repeat. It's the same
mhm.
thing.
And
It's
then you
it's
find out who they slept with and why they in the position they in. That's what you find out. Yep. Mhm. And I would love to be on the show. I really
not
would. I would love to be on the show just to stir up some things because some things need to be said that haven't been said. And I think I need to put it out there in the air. So, Shaunie, if you're watching, even though I spoke bad about you and some of your people, please put me on the show.
I love